Hey guys, in this video I want to talk about the three set and rep schemes, the three approaches I use when programming workouts, muscle building workouts. Before I get into that topic, guys, I encourage you to please check out my new book called Massive Iron. You can find a link below to Massive Iron. If you want more information on the type of topic that is covered in this video, Massive Iron covers it and then some, so please check out my book. So let's talk about my three muscle building bases. These are three tools I use when I'm trying to design a muscle building workout. Now, I don't necessarily use them all in each muscle building workout because some muscle building systems are very unique, like rest pause training. But these, when I sit down to design a workout, these are the three tools that I try to integrate when I can, and I'll explain each one, and I'll explain why I try to integrate each one. Your first muscle building tool, your first muscle building base is heavy compound movements in the 5 to 8 rep range. Let me repeat that. Your first tool is heavy compound movements in the 5 to 8 rep range. These, I got to caveat this by saying, these sets have to be performed to a near maximal effort. They do not have to be to failure, but you need to stop these sets when you feel like you might fail on the next rep or when your form starts to break down. You need to be pushing on these sets. You just can't go into the gym, use 40% of your 1 rep max, and use that for 5 to 8 reps. It doesn't work like that, and you're not going to build any muscle. So these have to be quality sets, heavy sets. You have to be pushing for as many reps as possible. Now, the magic with these sets is that heavy compound sets in the 5 to 8 rep range are going to recruit a near maximal amount of muscle fibers right out of the gate. Let me repeat that. These heavy compound movements in the 5 to 8 rep range are going to recruit a near maximal amount of muscle fibers right out of the gate. So bam, they're your big guns when it comes to muscle building. Despite what is believed or pushed in the bodybuilding world and in other lifting realms, that these 5 to 8 rep sets are strength training type of work, they're not. For the natural lifter, for the average Joe, they are your meat and potatoes muscle builders, and don't forget that. Don't believe anything else that's floating out there on the internet. Just remember this truth. Now, when you schedule these into a workout system, when I plug these into a workout, I put them in first because they're most important. So when I have a 3 or 4 day split or whatever, I'll go and plug in the heavy compound movements in the 5 to 8 rep range. I generally don't put in more than 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 max per training day. You can't simply just go in and plug in 5 to 8 of these heavy compound movements each day. It's going to beat the living snot out of your body, your joints. You don't want to just keep hammering the same type of movement patterns with like 6 different bench press variations. It's just not a wise way to train. So I plug in 1 to 2, maybe 2 to 3, depending on the exercise selection of these type of movements right out of the gate on a specific workout day. After that is done, I move on to the second tool, or the second muscle building base, which is slightly more moderate exercises in the 8 to 12 rep range. That's your second tool. Slightly more moderate exercises in the 8 to 12 rep range. Now, these sets have to be pushed for as many reps as possible. They have to be pushed for as many reps as possible, and let me explain why. Because these types of sets, this 8 to 12 rep range work, isn't recruiting a near maximal amount of muscle fibers out of the gate like your 5 to 8 rep sets using heavy compounds, because they're not recruiting a near maximal amount of muscle fibers out of the gate, you need to keep pushing these sets for as many reps as you can. The deeper into these 8 to 12 rep sets you get, the more muscle fibers you recruit, the more muscle you're going to build. It's as simple as that. If you're not pushing these sets for as many reps as possible, you're just in there burning calories. It's a huge waste of time. And if you don't believe me, go look at all the bros in the gym who aren't pushing these meat and potato sets for as many reps as possible, and you'll understand why they're not building muscle. So the second tool, again, is more moderate exercises in the 8 to 12 rep range for as many reps as possible, not to failure. Stop those sets, again, when you feel like you might fail on the next rep. Now, you're asking, what are more moderate exercises? For legs, they could be leg press. They could be hack squats. For triceps, they could be lying tricep extensions. For chest, they could be machine chest press. those are, you know, things that aren't super heavy compound movements are but are about a step down. You don't want to use the wimpy type of isolation exercises here, like your cable flies, your concentration curls, etc. That's not the point of these mid-card, mid-range exercises. Now, I'm not saying you can't use them. I just don't program them personally in this point. So at this point in the workout. So I'll start in, and I'll plug in my heavy compound exercises into a workout, and then I'll put in my mid-range work. And then at that point, you can do whatever you want. But at this point, I tend to focus in your third tool. I tend to plug in your third tool, which is pump type of work. Excuse me, I almost got so excited there talking about pump work, I almost choked. The third tool is pump type of work. Now, don't dismiss this. There is some research out there that pump type of work is actually beneficial to the muscle building process. For me, I just love to do finishers. So even though there is some science here, it's also a heck of a fun way to finish out a workout and really finish off, excuse me, a body part or, you know, group of body parts. So pump type work can be rest pause work. It can be drop sets. It can be supersets. I also do burn sets where I'll pick a weight and I'll just do 40 reps. I'll try to knock out 40 reps on it with it, you know, just resting when I have to. You know, I might do 20 reps on the first set and then have to catch my breath for 10 seconds, and I'll do more reps and more reps. And, you know, I don't worry about set and rep schemes. I just try to get to 40 total reps. So pump type work is usually, you know, I call it the finisher type of work. After you have your first tool, the heavy compounds, after you have your second tool, the moderate exercise in the 8 to 12 rep range, which are push for as many reps as possible, then you can do some sort of pump work, superset, drop sets, rest pause, burn sets, so on and so forth. So that, for me, is a very well-rounded, natural muscle building protocol. You get in with your heavy work, you do the 5 to 8 rep range, you do more moderate exercises, push for as many reps as possible, because that, again, guys, is essential for recruiting maximal number of muscle fibers. And once you've hit a muscle with those two, or a group of muscles with those two tools, then you can go in and do a little bit of burn work, just cap off the day, do some pump work, etc. So guys, that is how I structure a muscle building program. I hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments about this stuff, guys, there's a Q&A below. You can come on over, ask me any questions you want. I'd be glad to help you out. And guys, if you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.